Hi, my name is Aisha Dubo, and I'm here with Dr. Johnson, our superintendent, and Rosanna and Rachel from the BSAC. We're from the Boston Student Advisory Council. This video, thank you, Dr. Johnson, for being with us today. This video is going to help teachers in the Boston Public Schools better understand our constructive feedback. What are the district's mandates around the constructive feedback?
Well, I'm pleased to say that our students have been very active. And last year, they brought a recommendation to the school committee to provide constructive feedback to teachers. And in May of 2010, the school committee approved the plan. And they constructed this plan after months of talking to teachers, talking to principals, talking to the Boston Teachers Union. And so it had a lot of input, but it does direct the teachers to give out to students a constructive feedback form where at the end of each semester, students can give feedback to their teachers about what their experience has been like. And I think the students have really felt that there's no more important voice for teachers to hear than the voices of students who've actually experienced them as teachers. And so I think it's a wonderful example of the outstanding student leadership we have, and the fact that students believe that they can help to improve teaching by giving teachers some feedback. The students have told me they want it to be constructive, they want it to be used, and they're not really out to get anybody. They really want teachers to learn from the experience.
The next question is, why do you think it's important for teachers to get constructive feedback from their students?
Well, as we developed the acceleration agenda, we put down as 4 of our key strategies improving the quality of teaching. We also have indicated that we wanted to do a better job of reaching out to parents and the community and to students. And so I think that this strategy of asking students for their feedback ties directly to our acceleration agenda. I think all of our teachers are learners. Just like our students, they want to be continuous learners. And one way you continue to learn is to continue to get feedback about how you're doing. And they're not looking at feedback just from one student, but the experience is how all the students are doing, and then using that as a summary document to think about how to engage students in the work and how to make the work interesting so that students want to come to school and want to be engaged. I remember last year Aisha telling me about a teacher that she had that was teaching one of our advanced placement courses and how exciting it was for her every day to come to school because she had this great teacher. And so I think it's that kind of enthusiasm, excitement, it's that kind of feedback that we want from students everywhere in the system. And if there's a way for students to give feedback to teachers and for teachers to learn from that experience, that's pretty powerful.
How do you see the constructive feedback policy impacting the classroom instruction?
Well, first of all, the principals are going to be responsible for asking teachers to give the feedback form to their teachers. They have to do it at least once a year. I think it would be great if they could do it at the end of each semester, but they're required to do it at least once a year. Then teachers can review that feedback. This year we're going to be using a paper form of the feedback so that it can be anonymous, so that students can feel like they can give the feedback safely without getting into trouble with their teachers, and so the teachers can learn from it. I'm really hopeful that the teachers will use it as a tool to help them review their lessons and think about how they can engage more students. I suspect, though, that much of the feedback will be very positive, that teachers will get feedback that will tell them what to continue to do as well. It's not just a form that will be about what you stop doing, but it will be give them feedback about, I really like the way you did one thing or another, and that thing that the students praise should be something that teachers repeat over and over again. So I think that if teachers take lessons from what the students give them feedback on, repeat the things that have worked well for students, we'll see improved student performance across the board.
Our next question is, how do you think the school climate and culture will change with the constructive feedback?
Well, last year, we asked all of the BSAC students at one of our committees meetings to tell us, to think about the best teacher that they had ever had and to describe that teacher, and they did. And I would have to say that over and over again, what I heard from students was not so much a focus on they really know history or they really know science. It was more whether they created a climate where students felt safe and comfortable to ask questions, where students felt welcome when they came to school, where if a student did have a problem, they could talk to the teacher after school. And so I think if you think about the kind of teachers that students want, the kind of teachers that they really loved and admired and wanted to grow up to be like, the kind of adults that they thought really made a difference, had to do a lot with whether the teachers created this wonderful, positive climate for learning.
Students are pretty honest when it comes to their schoolwork. Like, if they're not getting something, if like a whole class has all Fs, that's saying something about the teacher. Like, either the teacher's not teaching in a way that that fits all the students, or that the students aren't paying attention. But it's most likely that the teacher's not teaching their way, and this would definitely be very beneficial to the school system overall.
I feel like it's important to give teachers feedback because some of them don't realize that they're making certain mistakes that take away from our ability to learn.
And also demonstrate if the teacher's going beyond what it's supposed to do, such as calling the student at home, make sure they do their homework, helping them over the phone, emails, type of stuff like that, helping them out on the weekend when they don't really have to. But all those, by putting students in their evaluation, that's one way of knowing that teachers are doing that for sure.
I feel like the constructive feedback would really help students so that they could have a voice in the classroom, so they could tell the teacher what are they doing well in the classroom and what's really helping them, so the teacher can continue on doing that. But it also gives the students what they might be struggling with and what some areas teachers could really focus on. So it's really giving students the voice that they need in the classroom. So a lot of times students can be shy about what they need help or what they want to work on, and then constructive feedback can be that thing that can connect teachers and giving them the feedback that they really need in order to make the classroom better or great.